Morning, my friends. No, one of these editions of It Is What It Is, brought to you by yours truly, May. The question that I have is, what kind of martial art do I look for? I'm looking to train. Well, it's a very hard question, correct? Because if you're depending on your age or what you yourself want to do, martial arts is a subject that has a lot of variables. Every culture has a martial art. Every major civilization has had an art in the past. Every empire has one. Remember, martial art means the ways of war or the arts of war. Now, people try to state, I want to learn how to punch and kick. Well, the majority of martial arts teach you how to punch and kick. The majority. There's some that don't. They teach you more wrestling, more grappling, more other elements. But I want to learn self-defense. All martial arts teach you self-defense to one point or another. But let me break it down to you a little bit more. Martial arts are developed into basically four different categories. You have longevity, okay, and I'll explain. You have sport. You have sport combat or combative sports. Then you have a combative martial art. The sport and sport combat basically go together and they're kind of divided within each one, and I'll tell you why. Why do I call it longevity? Okay, let me look at these arts. What are these arts? Professor Paul, what are longevity martial arts? What are you talking about? Because I'm taking Tai Chi and that's combat Tai Chi, and I'm supposed to go up against an Antifa gang and a KKK gang, and I can do it all. Well, let me put it to you this way. Longevity arts are Tai Chi, Xingyi, Bagua, Aikido, Kyudo, Iaido. Okay, those are arts that you can do for health benefits, even though all of them do that, but it's more towards the spectrum. And within each one of those categories, you have a spectrum of intensity into a combative sense. So start from here, it goes up. And they say, well, I want to learn sport. Well, the sport is divided into two: to sport and combative sport. I'll say the sports first. And this is my opinion of what I've seen through time, through experience. I've been doing martial arts for 50 years. This September will be 51 years. I was brought up in the Savate realm, the French martial arts with the Cipote Savate. I did train in Mudo Kwan at one time, and then it changed to Taekwondo. This is back when I was a kid. Why? Because it was across the school. It was convenient for us to do that. Train in other arts, but I'm gonna tell you the sport art. Number one, the sport art will be Taekwondo, fencing, judo, Greco-Roman wrestling. But wait a minute, my judo is for combat. Whatever name it was developed for a sport. These are sports. Oh, but we kick punching. Taekwondo is a sport. Point karate is a sport. Okay? No, but we're telling you that this came back there from the warriors. It's a sport. It's recognized as a sport. Judo, even Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's a sport. People say, no, but we can use that self-defense. Yes, you can, but it's still a sport. Regardless, it's a sport. Then they say, well, we can go up against boxing. That's a different element. Now let's talk about combative sports, where there might be implications of death involved, especially in the ring. Thai boxing, boxe française savate, MMA, boxing, bare knuckle boxing. Those are combative sports. And again, there's elements across that. Okay? Then you have a type of combative sport right? Boxing, well, I'm training to knock the other person out. MMA, I'm trying to knock the other person out. The objective is not the same as Taekwondo when you're just trying to place a point. See who's faster. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just telling you, you have to understand the two differences of a sport and a combative sport. Now let's go with combative arts. Well, your laboring mind is not a combative art. Well, I'm just telling you that there's combative arts. What makes a combative art? Now I have a blade, a knife. Okay? Filipino eskrima, kali, arnis. Those are combative arts. I have a knife, I have a stick. Okay? And it's going to be who ends up somewhere, either in the hospital or in the morgue. Those are the objectives. People say, no, it's not. It's for self-defense. I understand. All martial arts are for self-defense. But these are combative arts. The silats are combative arts. Why are they combative arts? Because you're dealing with a blade. You're training to protect yourself from a blade, as well as to end somebody with a blade or to eliminate the threat. Understand? Let's put it that way. Eliminate the threat. Then they say, wait a minute, Paul, what are you talking about? Danse Savat is different than Buitron Savat. Buitron Savat is a combative sport. Danse Savat is the combative element for the street. Kyoko Kinshkai is a combative karate for the street. But you're saying that my karate I do Shotokan is not combative for the street? No. Kyoko is designed specifically for a combative situation. There's other arts that are designed more for longevity. Remember what I talked about spectrums? A lot of the other karates, a lot of the other martial arts would fall into that into those categories. I'm not saying you can't develop yourself to defend yourself in a combative situation or in a self-defense situation. I'm just telling you the purpose of these arts. Okay? Oh, well, how about capoeira? Yeah, you see the atabaques in the back. How about capoeira? Well, capoeira is a longevity art. It's also a fighting art. Okay? But it's not a sport. I've seen a lot of competitions of people trying to put capoeira as a sport. People get hurt. Understand? The spectrums of where everything's at. And then you have martial arts that kind of fall in between the lines of one against the other. And it depends on how you train them as well. So hopefully, when you're looking for a martial art, you can answer the question yourself, what you're looking for first. So if you go to a school, ask the credentials, ask the associations, ask to see a class, ask to partake in a class. If they allow you to, and you like the atmosphere, then join. Okay? But if you have a set goal of what you're trying to do, I want to go fight in the ring, and you go to a point karate fight school that only teaches kids and young adults to go to point karate tournaments, and you want to do boxing, it's not going to happen. You have to go to a boxing gym. So you have to understand that. I want to learn something to defend myself and my family, and you end up in a point karate school. It's not going to work because your idea and your mentality is for something else. Look for different arts. Or I just want to learn how to defend myself against knives, and start looking into the combative arts. Okay? Are there arts that do a little bit of everything? Yes, there is. Do your research. Okay? This is my opinion of what I've seen. If you all like it, enjoy it, click like, share, state where you're from. Also, follow us on Patreon. A lot of people always ask about online courses. Patreon, we have it. YouTube, we have our online training for Savat Dance Saru. Of course, you know, that's my business, but I respect all the other martial arts. I always have. You can learn a lot from everybody. Much peace, much thanks. Until next time.